My YouTube channel is turning 4 years on October 7 of 2024, and to honor the occasion, I wanted to share 4 lessons that I learned in those 4 years. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Flor and I live and work here in New York City, and I love creating content about life in the city, about life as a new mom, about the things that I love like reading books, and also about the behind the scenes of being a content creator. If you're new and you still haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell so you can get notified of every time I upload a new video, which is usually every week. And you can also go ahead, follow me on Instagram as Pereira, as you're going to see right here. And if you're not new and you have watched plenty of my videos and have been subscribed for a while, maybe even for 4 years, thank you so much for coming back. With a new anniversary of my YouTube channel, I wanted to share 4 lessons that I've learned in this past 4 years and that I think might be helpful if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if you're thinking about starting a career as a content creator. They might also be useful if you're thinking about starting a new business, moving to a new country, moving to a new city, starting a new job, starting a new role, changing careers, moving into a new apartment. I think there are plenty of situations where these tips will be useful and can help you in your life. So let's get started. My first tip is to just start. And I know this one sounds very obvious, but I'm also sure that we are all very guilty of this. In my case, for example, I first thought about starting this YouTube channel at some point in 2019. I actually filmed some videos that were supposed to be the first videos on my channel in September of 2019, but I only launched my channel and posted the first video in October of 2020. So it took me over a year from saying I want to do this thing until actually starting. Think about that, a whole year. And I know I'm probably not the only one who's guilty of this. So this first lesson that I wanted to share is that you just need to start doing whatever it is that you want to do. You're always going to be nervous, and there's never going to be a right time. There is never going to be a right version of you to start something new. There is never going to be the right setting, the right equipment, the right city, the right partner, the right anything. You just need to start. I'm not saying that if I had started a year before, it would have been that I would be more successful. But what I know for sure is that quite often we spend so much time in the planning process and the planning of the planning and not actually doing. And what is funny is that when I started my blog in 2010, which is what started my whole career as a content creator, I actually decided to start a blog, decided on the name, and posted my first post all within like 1 hour. 1 hour, and I was like, yes, this is going, which is not very like myself. I'm usually a person that is always planning and planning and planning, but seeing where that has taken me and how that one blog post and that blog started my whole career, I know for sure that just going for it, just starting is usually the best first step. And then you will have time to switch things up, to twitch things here and there, to make something different, to change names, change styles, change lots of things, but just start. The second lesson that I wanted to share is a quote that says, "Perfection is the enemy of good." And I am also guilty of this one, and that's exactly why I'm sharing these lessons. I'm literally guilty of all of them. And I think that if you are like myself, you are probably always striving for perfection. You want to launch the perfect product. You want to launch the perfect video. You want to publish a perfect post. You want to choose the perfect name for your new business. You want to launch the perfect first episode of your podcast. And the truth is that nothing is ever going to be perfect. But not only that, if you are striving for perfection, you're probably not making progress because you're always trying to make something perfect instead of just doing something and then seeing how you can better that first version of whatever it is that you launched. A few days ago, I actually stumbled upon this quote, which I thought was perfectly describing myself in many ways. phrase, which is, if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. A quote that is by Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn. I feel like this quote really spoke to me and to what I'm trying to do at the moment, apart from this YouTube channel and content creation, to always trying to design, to create a thing that is perfect from day one, when just putting that product out into the universe in whatever state it is should be good enough, and then you can create a better version of it. Because as this quote says, if you're not embarrassed by the first iteration of your product, you probably spent way too many days, months, or years trying to make it better instead of just launching it. And when I look back at my own videos on this channel, even though, as I mentioned before, I launched over a year after initially thinking about the channel, I do see some videos where I'm like, the light on this one was not perfect, the sound was not great, camera placement not ideal. What was I thinking with my makeup or my hair or my clothes or the script of the video in general? And I think that's kind of the beauty of it. I think that I have improved as time went by. I have been making better videos in this past 4 years, and being, I don't know if embarrassed, but seeing how much progress you made from your video number 1 until your video number 142 or 3 is this one. Seeing that progress means that you started with what you had and then you created a better version of it. And that's how you should do it. Lesson number 4 is do it scared. I stumbled upon this quote a few months ago. I don't exactly remember when, and I thought it was so perfect. I read it at a time where I was really feeling so scared about launching a new business, about starting something different, something from scratch, something that I'm doing on my own. And really the feeling that was describing me was scared. And I know that we have all felt scared when starting something, whatever that is, that it's new, whether it's a new relationship that you're diving into, whether you are finally moving out of your parents' house, whether you're thinking about quitting your job and going on the hunt for a different thing. We have all been scared, and we'll probably be scared a lot more times in the future. And this quote, do it scared, perfect. It means that sometimes you are going to have to jump into that pool, to dive and to see what's out there, even if you're feeling scared. Sometimes you won't have the luxury, or you won't be lucky enough not to be scared, to be perfectly confident. No, a lot of times you will be scared and you will have to do this thing scared. You will have to go out there and start something new. Being scared and progress and get better and move forward, and maybe with time feel a little less scared. I feel like feeling scared means that we care about something, means that we are invested in something. It means that we are a bit stressed, that we don't know what's going on. And that is, in a way, life. Lots of times we don't know what life has in store for us. We don't know what's coming, and we just have to move forward, to keep doing what we're doing, to do something different, do something new, do it scared, and just see what happens. And finally, lesson number 4 is another quote that says, but what if you fly? And this is actually part of a larger quote. It's by author Erin Hansen, and it says, and you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? And what I like about this quote when I first read it is that I think that so many times we are scared of just starting something. We are scared of doing something for the first time. We are here striving for perfection. You see how I'm here connecting all the lessons, right? And we are so scared of failing, of things going wrong, of things not going our way. And what if everything goes great? I think that so many times we cannot even contemplate things going our way, things going right for us, being successful, being good at whatever new thing we are starting. We are so focused on all the bad things, all the bad scenarios. And again, super guilty of this one. I always joke that I first stress and then comes everything else, because I'm always stressing about things going wrong, always stressing about the the worst possible thing that could happen and never thinking that things could actually go great. And maybe I spent time stressing for nothing when things actually went out so good. So I know this is complicated, and I know that every lesson that I mention is hard to put into practice, but I am telling this to all of you watching, but also to myself, that sometimes just starting something is very brave. Sometimes putting a product, an idea, as something out into the world, even if it's not perfect, is super brave. Doing it scared, extra brave. And thinking that we can actually succeed and that things can go our way is possible, and it's something that we should definitely think more often. I really hope you like these 4 lessons, these 4 ideas, these 4 quotes of things that I think would have helped me 4 years ago when I first started, would have probably encouraged me to do a different job, to think about my video ideas and the videos that I put out there differently, and that I also think helped me when I am feeling frustrated, when I am feeling down, when I'm feeling stressed and scared right now with a new project that I'm working on. And I hope that these lessons also help you, whatever it is that you are thinking about launching, about starting, about diving into, whatever that might be, a project, a new business, a new country, a new apartment, a new job, a new relationship, anything. I really hope that these lessons help in any way. If that is the case, of course, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know which of these 4 lessons you like the most, which of this you think you are going to apply for your life in the future, because I would really love to know that. And of course, don't forget to go ahead, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell so you can get notified of every time I upload a new video. And you can also go ahead, follow me on Instagram as Pereira, as you're going to see right here. And as I always say, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!